What is going on, guys? I am back with another video of Island. You know that anime I was reviewing a while ago? Well, I'm reviewing it today. Apparently it comes out late. So since it comes out late, I'm thinking after this review, I'm probably going to review it for now on Mondays. It comes out late Sunday, but I'm probably going to review it early Mondays for now on because it's just too late for me and stuff like that. So we'll see what goes on from there because I already have High School Girl. Anyways, what was with the headphones? I'm trying something out. I'm trying to improve my sound quality for cheap stuff I have right now with me. So if this works out, and you guys let me know if it works out, I'll get better headphones and try to do better sound quality for you guys. So without further ado, let's get into Island, episode 3. Now, this blight syndrome, this thing that Rini was talking about, saying how it burns the skin or cause people to have fatigue and collapse and fall out. Apparently, she doesn't have it. She was just lying to herself about something. She's just afraid to go in the outside world because of her memory loss. She had no memory of who she was in the past, and so she was using it as an excuse. She needed something to convince herself not to go outside, because I guess she's afraid of this unknown world that she's never stepped into. So one might be saying, well, it's Setsuna. Setsuna, he was walked in naked on the beach and he seems okay at it. Well, that's where it comes into play. People receive things differently. Each individual person, whether you look at the same thing, someone's going to see something different, or when they do something to a goal, someone's going to do it a different way. So between Rini forgetting her memories and trying to live her life, and Setsuna forgetting his memories and trying to live his life, are two different people. So one might take it a good way and one might take it a bad way. For Rini's case, it was a bad way. She's afraid to go outside. She's afraid to communicate with people. So this first half of the episode was trying to get Rini outside to help her, to loosen up a bit, to take things at a time. And of course, we had already, well, of course, they're always on the beach, but this was a full out half part beach episode already, where we get to see the girls in their bikinis, and I feel like a bad boy watching this. And this is coming from a guy who watches High School DxD and plenty of other bad stuff. But this makes me feel like I'm about to go to jail. Like the FBI might be knocking on this door any moment now. That's how I feel like when I'm watching this show. Especially with Sarah. My goodness. Sarah, she is something else, man. She is something else. Like, of all the girls on there, she is the youngest, but she is the most bold. I guess when you're younger, you're more bold or you're shy. I guess she's from the bold side. And Karen is, she's Karen. She's not that much unique, but she's not bad. So they're trying to get Rini out the house, and they finally do by doing the worst effort I've ever seen in my life. I mean, they're all fired up to get to do this mission, to do this plan, help Rini get outside. And it was the whole entire time they were just sitting there, just reading books. There's no effort to it at all. It's the point where Rini didn't believe it at all. It was just on show, a play. It wasn't even a play. There was just no effort at all. So that part was freaking hilarious. Until she finally gets outside. So yes, there's progression. So Rini does discuss that how she can go outside. She never had the blight syndrome. She was just using it as an excuse. So anyways, the thing I like about the show is how it can be funny and cute, but then later on it can just turn very thrilling, like mysterious, just like that. And the first part of near the end of the first half proves that. But as they're walking up to this mysterious shack and they're about to knock it down, then Rini has this serious panic and then she collapsed. So some mystery is going on this island, and Rini and Setsuna are connected to it for some reason, and we just don't know what it is so far. So that's what really kept me invested into this show. Besides that, we also have the second half. Now, the second half, they are discussing pretty much what is going on, like the legend of the island between Setsuna and the princess, the two people of legend, the blight syndrome, and of course the Setsuna and Rini losing their memories. What does this all come into play? How does it all connect? And that's one of the biggest mysteries of all. There's something that's going on this island that's causing things to be weird. That's why it has that Higurashi vibes, that when they cry feel to it. And I do enjoy that a lot. I do remember watching When They Cry and having a lot of fun watching it. It was very mysterious and gory and thriller. So this is not too much of it, but it's just enough on it to please the viewer, which is myself and you guys as well. So besides that, the next half of the episode is just montage. I don't know, but I believe this is the second time it's like a musical. Like Rini just comes out of nowhere, she sings, and then they show this montage of them just enjoying their life, going to festivals, studying, doing their jobs, stuff like that. Everyday average stuff you do in the summer. So in a way, it was just, I enjoyed the song, but it just felt like it was out of nowhere. It's out of place. Like they're just having this talk, and out of nowhere she just starts singing, and then it goes straight to this montage. It felt like bad pacing to me. And it was awkward, but later on, as I started to enjoy the song and just enjoy the pictures on the screen, I got used to it. So okay, we gotta go through awkwardness to get some comfortability. I'm okay with that. Okay. So besides that, we also had some talk with Karen and Sarah. Now, I'm going to talk mainly focus on these two characters right quick before I end the show, the review, whatever. Karen is not your average kind of tsundere. She isn't the type of tsundere that will just automatically hit you or say mean things to you just because she's a tsundere. She's reasonable. She uses logic. She's getting heated up all the time. She proves she's not a very smart person, but she wants to try her best because her main goal is to leave this island and to escape all the madness that she has as a burden in her life. So we get some insight on her life about her mother. Turns out her mother was a researcher who would shut herself in her room all day, every day, and would ignore her motherly and wife-like deeds to the point where her father kicked her out of the house and she moved on to the mainlands and probably in the university. So as knowing as a child who earns for that motherly love, she's going to try her best to find a way off the island. However, she doesn't have a plan. She just wants to get off the island. That's it. Some people would say that's good enough. For others who are more, realistic or logical, they're like, you need a plan. What are you gonna do when you get off the island? What if you can't find your mom and stuff? You need to know what you want to do. So there's those people who think in the clouds, and those people who stay on the ground. There's always been those kind of people in the world, and that explains how Karen is not the smart one. So because of that, she's mostly in the clouds, while Sarah, the youngest one, my favorite one, the Fluff, is actually, in my opinion, the most logical person in the whole entire show. And I can't believe that. She's the youngest. She's the littlest one, but yet she acts kind of goofy and perverted, but yet at the same time, she is so wise. She thinks as a logical viewpoint, especially where her and Sasuna were talking down at night on the bench, and she was talking about Karen, how her way of thinking is illogical. Like, you can't just get off the island without a plan. You need to think of something before you just get off and you don't know what to do. She believes that you need to know what you must do before you move. Where Sasuna was like, are you sure that's what you believe? And she's like, I'm positive. He asked her again, I'm sure. Then he did it a third time, and there was silence. So it's hilarious of all the mature talks and conversations that go in the show so far. The youngest one, Sarah, has the most interesting dialogue. It goes to close to philosophy like talk, in my opinion. It's not hardcore philosophy, because I love my talk of philosophies and stuff like that, of will and logic and thinking. I love that stuff. And the way she talks about it is probably the reason why I like this character so much. Not just because she's fluffy and adorable, but because she's extremely smart. As showing in some of the montages, as she was helping Karen, a high schooler, with her own work. A little girl was helping a high schooler with her own work. She is brilliant. Imagine when she gets older. My goodness, she's going to be smart. So yeah, Sarah, best character so far in the show. So back to Karen again. Karen, at the last point of the show, knows she has burdens from her family of carrying on the bloodline by marrying someone who probably meets the father's standards, and then she just lives her life the way her father wants her. But she doesn't want that. Most girls these days don't want that, and that's understandable. So, doing this, she kind of pulled a Reyes Grimmery from High School DxD season 1, where she didn't want to fall for her family bloodline, her tradition, so she tried to just go with anybody. So at the very end, that line messed me up. Messed me up. I have never heard anyone say that like that ever. Mess me up. I can't believe it. I just can't believe it. It's just ridiculous. So yes, this episode was interesting. It was more on the funny side of all the episodes so far, 1 and 2. This one was probably the funniest, but yet it had more insight on the characters. And we're probably gonna get more mysteries to unravel and more understanding of these characters as the show goes on. So yeah, so far I am liking Island. It has been surprisingly good, and it's been done by Studio Feel, which done Hina Festival. So I'm very enjoyed that as well. So if you haven't watched Hinamatsuri or Hina Festival, by the way, go watch it. It's the funniest anime of the year. I guarantee it. So that's all I got for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell icon. You get notified. I've been Matt from Anime, signing out. Have a good one.